Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to my fourth lecture on chapter number 2, biological classification. In last three lectures, we have completed kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, and kingdom Mycota, that is kingdom fungi. Three kingdom we have studied in detail. Today we'll start with kingdom Plantae. So here, this is the fourth kingdom, kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae, it includes all plants. All the plants are eukaryotic, chlorophyll containing organisms with cellulosic cell wall. Eukaryotic means the cells of the all the cells of the plant, they have the definite nuclear membrane bound nucleus. A definite nucleus is present, so they are called as eukaryotic. Then chlorophyll containing, they have the green pigment called as chlorophyll, with the help of which they are preparing their own food. With cellulosic cell wall, whatever the cells are there, all the cells are covered with cellulose. Cell wall is there, and this cell wall is made up of cellulose, so it is called as cellulosic cell wall. Okay. Then some are partially heterotrophic, such as the insectivorous plants. For example, bladderwort and Venus flytrap. So here, as I told, they have the chlorophyll pigment, so they prepare their own food. But some plants are heterotrophic, means they depend on the other organisms for their food purpose. For example, the insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants, here you can see this is the bladderwort, and this is the bladderwort, and this is the Venus trap. So these plants are insectivorous. They are eating the animals, that is the small insects. So here you can see it opens and it traps the insects and digests it. So this is insectivorous plants. Then some are parasites also, means they are taking their nutrition from the other plants. So here you can see the cuscuta. This plant is parasite. It lives on the other plants and sucks the nutrients. Clear? Then the Plantae includes the different groups are there or classification. So which are those groups? Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So all these 5 groups we are going to study in detail in our next chapter, that is chapter number 3, kingdom Plantae. So these are the groups of kingdom Plantae. Then the life cycle of plants, it has 2 distinct phases. To complete the life cycle, it undergoes the 2 phases. The first phase is sporophyte phase and second phase is gametophyte phase. So sporophyte phase is always diploid, you can see 2n, and gametophyte is always haploid, that is n. So which are the 2 phases? Diploid sporophytic phase and the haploid gametophytic phase, and that alternate with each other. So that alternate with each other means first it will undergo the sporophytic phase, then it will undergo the gametophytic phase. It will undergo the sporophytic phase, then gametophytic phase. So they alternate with each other. Clear? So that is called as the alternation of generation. So here the lengths of the haploid and diploid phases, the length of this haploid and diploid phases, and whether these phases are free living or dependent on others, and vary among different groups in plants. So here the length of the haploid and diploid phase, and whether their phases are free living or depending on some others, that varies, that changes in the different groups of plants. Means it will be different in algae, it will be different in bryophytes, it may be different in pteridophytes. So which are the groups we have seen last slide. So it varies in the different groups of the plants. So this phenomenon is called as alteration of generation. Clear? So this is called as the alteration of generation. Which are the two phases are altering? Diploid sporophyte phase and haploid gametophyte phase. Diploid sporophyte, haploid gametophyte. So this is called as the alteration of generation, and like this it completes the life cycle of the plants. Okay. So this we'll study again in detail in the next chapter. So this finishes the kingdom Plantae. So which is the next kingdom? That is the fifth one kingdom. That is kingdom Animalia. So it includes all the animals. So kingdom Animalia, they are multicellular. All the animals, they are multicellular. Heterotrophic means they are depending on the other for their food. Eukaryotic, you know what is eukaryote? Organisms without cell wall. Here cell wall is absent. In the plants the cell wall is present, which is made up of the cellulose. But here in the animals the cell wall is absent. That is the main difference between the plants and the animals. Cell wall is absent in the animals. Then they directly or indirectly depend on the plants for their food purpose, as they are heterotrophic. They digest food in an internal cavity and store food as in the form of glycogen or fat. So digestion of the food, where it occurs? In the internal cavity, in the digestive system, and whatever the food is digested, it is stored in the form of glycogen or fat. Then the mode of nutrition is holozoic. Holozoic means what? By ingestion of the food, we are taking inside, we are engulfing, we are eating the food. So that type of nutrition is called as holozoic type of nutrition in all the animals. Then they have a definite growth pattern and grow into adults that have a definite shape and size. So definite growth pattern is there. First the childhood will be there, then the youth or young phase is there, then it will grow into the adult, then the old phase is there. So definite growth pattern is there. Okay, and definite shape and size. So definite shape is there for that animal, particular animal. Cat, it has a definite shape. Monkey, it has definite shape. Human beings, we have the definite shape and size. Clear? Okay. Then the higher forms show sensory and neuromotor mechanism. The higher animals, they show the sensory and neuromotor mechanism. We have the sense. Okay, the smell sense is there, the touch sense is there. So senses we have, and neuromotor mechanism means the nervous system which is controlling the body, neuromotor mechanism. Okay. Most of them are capable of locomotion. Locomotion means moving from one place to another place. Then sexual reproduction is by copulation of male and female, followed by the embryological development. So usually the sexual reproduction is observed in the animals, and it is by the copulation of male and female. That is, the male gamete sperm and the female gamete is egg. It fuses together, then the zygote is formed, and zygote is converted into the embryo, and that embryo will start developing into the adult. Clear? So that is called as embryological development. Clear? So that is about the kingdom Animalia. So this kingdom Animalia, which are the different classification of the kingdom Animalia, that we are going to study in detail in chapter number 4, that is kingdom Animalia. Next point we are going to discuss here. So this finishes the 5 kingdoms, and some points are again there in this chapter. The last points we are going to discuss: viruses, viroids and lichens. So these are important for 1 and 2 marks or 3 marks questions. Clear? So viruses, viroids, what are the difference between viruses and viroids? For 2 marks it will be asked. Then write a short note on the lichens. It will be asked for 3 marks. So important one it is. So let's see first about the viruses. Okay. Okay, now you must have been familiar with the virus. Which is that virus? Coronavirus. So that also comes under the group virus only. So what are these viruses? In five kingdom classification, acellular organisms and lichens are not mentioned. Okay, virus, it is not uh, having a particular cell. So these viruses and lichens, they are not mentioned in the five kingdom classification. Viruses are non-cellular because they don't have the particular cell structure, non-cellular, and not truly living. They are not perfectly living organisms, so they are not included in the five kingdom classification. Viruses are not truly living. When they are inside the cell, they are living, but when they are outside the cell, they are non-living. So we called it as it is not truly living. Clear? Viruses have an inert crystalline structure outside the living cell. When they are present outside the living cell, what's the structure? They have the crystalline structure, crystal like structure. Salt crystals, we say. Crystals, hard crystal like. So viruses, they have the inert crystalline structure when they are outside the living cell. Then viruses are obligate parasites. Obligate parasite means what? When they are living inside the cell, they are taking the nutrition from the cell. But when they are outside the cell, they are non-living. So they are not taking nutrition from the cell. So obligate. When they are inside the cell, they are taking the nutrition. When they are outside, they are not depending on the cells. Because outside the cell, they are non-living only. So that is called as obligate parasite. When they take entry into the cell, they take the nutrition from the cell. So that is parasite. When they infect a cell, they take over the machinery of host cell to replicate themselves, killing the host. So when they infect, viruses, they infect the cells. When they enter into our body, they enter into the cells of our body. So when they infect a cell, they take over the machinery of the host cell. That is the protein synthesizing machinery. Okay, the nucleus, they go and attack to the nucleus of the cell and take over the charges of the cell, and they will start replicating themselves. They will start increasing their number, and due to this, what they will do, they will kill the host cell. Whatever the original cell is there, they will kill that, and they take over the machinery of that cell and start replicating themselves. Their number, they are increasing by killing the original cells of the body. So these are the viruses. So there are some discoveries about the viruses by the different scientists. The first scientist, that is Louis Pasteur. The name virus, it is given by Louis Pasteur. He gave the name, that is virus. What's the meaning of virus? That is venom or poisonous fluid. That is the name of the meaning of the virus, and this name is given by the Louis Pasteur. One mark question. Then second scientist, D.J. Ivanovsky. In 1892, he discovered the virus. He found out the virus. He recognized certain microbes that cause mosaic disease of tobacco. So when he was doing some research on the tobacco plants, he found certain microbes are there, and these microbes are causing the mosaic disease of the tobacco. Mosaic means a pattern like structure on the leaf of the plant. They were smaller than the bacteria, and whatever these microbes are there, these are smaller than bacteria because they pass through the bacteria proof filter. So he found out that whatever some organisms are there which causing the mosaic diseases, these are smaller than bacteria because he has used the bacteria proof filter, and these microbes have passed through that filter and caused the disease. So that discovery is done by the D.J. Ivanovsky. These are smaller than the bacteria. Then next scientist, that is M.W. Benjernik. He has demonstrated that the extract of the infected plants of tobacco could cause infection in the healthy plants, and called the fluid as contagium vivum fluidum. Contagium vivum, contagium vivum fluidum, that is infectious living fluid. So what he has demonstrated that he has extracted the fluid from the infected plant, infected tobacco plant. He has extracted the fluid and injected it into the healthy plant. So due to that, as what has happened, whatever that fluid is there, that fluid was infectious fluid, and it has caused the infection into the healthy plant also when it is injected. And what it is called, he has called it as, that fluid he has called as contagium vivum fluidum, that is infectious living fluid. So that is the discovery of the Benchernick. Next, the scientist, that is W.M. Stanley. In 1935, he showed that viruses could be crystallized. These can be crystallized. These can be converted into the crystal form. And the crystals consist of largely of proteins. So what are these crystals made up of? These are made up of the proteins. So this is found out by the W.M. Stanley. So these are some discoveries of the scientist regarding the viruses. So a detailed structure of the virus. So here a virus is a nucleoprotein. What do you mean by nucleoprotein? It has protein coat, that is the capsid. So here you can see this green color band. So this is the protein coat called as the capsid, and genetic material, that is RNA or DNA. So this is the genetic material. It may be RNA or DNA. So it is called as nucleoprotein. Okay. So protein coat is there and genetic material RNA or DNA. So it is a nucleoprotein, combination of nucleoprotein. No virus contains both RNA and DNA. In the one virus, both RNA and DNA are not present. Either RNA will be there or DNA will be there. Clear? The genetic material is infectious. So in the virus, whatever this genetic material is there, this is mainly the infectious material. Clear? That is RNA or DNA, whatever is there, that is actually the infectious material in any viruses. So generally, viruses that infect plants have single-stranded RNA. So the plant viruses, usually they have the single-stranded RNA. ssRNA, that is single stranded RNA, and viruses that infects the animals that have either single or double stranded RNA. The RNA, it may be single stranded or double stranded, which is infecting the animals, or double stranded DNA. But in the plants only you will find that is single stranded RNA. In the animals, single or double stranded RNA and double stranded DNA. Clear? Then the bacteriophages. Bacteriophages means what? Viruses that infects the bacteria, and you know that viruses are smaller than bacteria. So viruses can infect the bacteria. Usually have double stranded DNA. So here this is the bacteriophage. So this is the bacteria and this is the virus, that is bacteriophage. So what is the genetic material here? It is usually double stranded DNA. Clear? And here these are the different viruses. You can see this is the hepatitis C virus, this is coronavirus, this is herpes virus, this is bird flu virus, this is smallpox virus, and this is influenza virus. Different types of viruses. The protein coat, that is capsid, it is made up of small subunits. So the protein coat, whatever the outside protein coat is there, it is made up of small subunits, and what are these subunits are called as capsomeres. Protects the nucleic acid. So here these small subunits you can see, these are the subunits called as the capsomere. So this is called as the capsomere, and what is the function of them? They protects the nucleic acid, whatever this nucleic acid is there inside, DNA or RNA, single stranded, double stranded, whatever it is. Okay, so here also DNA is there. So the protection of this genetic material or nucleic acid, that is the function of this capsomere. These capsomeres, what they are doing? They are protecting this nucleic acid. Capsomeres are arranged in helical or polyhedral geometric form. So here you can see helical like. They are arranged in helical, circular like structure, or polyhedral. Here you can see polyhedral. Okay, in this shape, geometrical shape, these are arranged. So this is helical and this is polyhedral geometrical. So capsomeres are arranged in helical form or in the polyhedral form. Clear? So this is the structure of virus. So different diseases caused by the viruses. So viruses cause diseases like mumps. Here you can see mumps. Mumps means you must have seen the galgund. Okay, the cheeks or the and the neck region. Here you will find the swelling, that is called as the mumps. Then smallpox. Okay. Then the herpes. This is the herpes disease. Influenza and the AIDS. These are the diseases which are caused by the viruses: mumps, smallpox, herpes, influenza, AIDS in the animals. In plants, the symptoms can be mosaic formation. Mosaic formation means some pattern like mosaic formation. On the leaves you must have been seen, in between only the net like structure has been formed. The green color pigmentation has gone and only the veins and ventlets of the leaf have been remained. Clear? So symptoms: mosaic formation or leaf rolling. The leaf will start rolling, curving of the leaf, or curling. It will start rolling or curling. Yellowing, the leaf color changes from green to yellow. And vein clearing, what are the veins of the leaves are there which are green in color, so that green color also have been lost, they have become white in color. Or dwarfing and stunted growth. Dwarfing means the whatever the normal height of the plant is there, it will not grow up to that. The shortening of the plant, that is called as dwarfing. Short growth will be short. And stunted growth. Stunted growth means वाढ खुंटणे, it will not grow up to the very high. So these are the symptoms in plants. So these are the diseases in animals and these are the symptoms of the viruses in the plants. So here you can see, this is the tobacco mosaic virus. So this diagram is important, it will be asked for 1 or 2 marks. Tobacco mosaic virus. So here you can see, these are the capsomere which forms the capsid. Many capsomeres are there which forms the capsid, and this is the RNA. Tobacco mosaic virus, it forms the mosaic pattern in the tobacco. Then bacteriophage. Here you can see, this is the head, collar and the sheath is there. So here inside, here the genetic material will be there. This is the protein coat and here inside the genetic material will be there. So this is bacteriophage. So this is about the tobacco mosaic virus and the bacteriophage structure. So different viruses are there. This is tobacco mosaic virus, this is adenovirus, this is influenza virus, this is bacteriophage, that is T4 for example. So this finishes about the viruses. Then the viroids. Viroids, it is an, next one you are studying, it is an infectious agent with a free low molecular weight RNA and no protein code. So main difference is, whatever the molecular weight, free or low molecular weight of RNA, whatever the RNA genetic material is there, it is of very low molecular weight. This is the one difference, low molecular weight of the RNA between the virus and viroids. Then no protein coat. In the viruses, it is covered by the protein coat. So that protein coat is absent here in the viroids. Okay. Then these are smaller than the viruses. One more difference, these are smaller than the viruses. And it is discovered by T.O. Diner. It is discovered by T.O. Diner. Then he found that it caused potato spindle tuber diseases. Which disease it causes? Viroids. It causes the potato spindle tuber diseases. So this is the normal potato. So spindle tuber diseases, it will be spindle like shape of the potato changes. So these are the small, that is the viroids. These are smaller than the viruses. The molecular weight of RNA is also low. Then protein coat is absent. Okay, and these viroids, they cause diseases to the higher plants. They will not cause any diseases to the animals. This is the one more difference. They cause only diseases to the plants, no diseases to the animals. Clear? So this is about the viroids. And the last point, that is the lichens. So this is important, as for 3 marks. Lichens. So lichens are symbiotic association. Symbiotic means what? Mutually useful association. Both are getting the benefit. So lichen, it is the symbiotic association between algae and fungi. So both are getting the benefit. So the algal component is called phycobiont. Whatever the algal part is there, it is called as phycobiont. And algal part or phycobiont is a autotrophic, because algae, they have the green color pigment, they prepare their own food. So algal part is phycobiont, which is autotrophic. And the fungal component is called as mycobiont, and it is heterotrophic. Mycobiont, myco means mycota, fungi. So fungal part is called as mycobiont. And fungi, they are heterotrophic, they will not produce their own food. So for their food, they are depending on the algae, that is phycobiont. So in the lichen, both are present, algae and fungi. So algal part is called as phycobiont and the fungal part is called as mycobiont. Clear? So here you can see it is the association of algae and fungi. So these are the lichens. You must have seen these structures on the big trees. Clear? So here algae. So here this is the fungal hyphae. Okay, and these are, whatever the green color you can see, these are the algal cell. These are the fungal hyphae, upper and lower. They are forming network like structure, and in between green color whatever you see, these are the algal cells. So algae prepare food for fungi, green color pigment whatever are there, they prepare their food for the fungi, and fungi provides shelter. So here you can see fungi, it is a network like structure, and in between that fungi the algae are living. So fungi, it is providing the shelter or place to live and absorb mineral nutrients and water for its partner. What these are doing, they are providing the place to live for the algae, and also they are absorbing the mineral nutrients and water for algae, and by using that water and nutrients they are preparing the food. Clear? The lichens are very good pollution indicator. Whatever these lichens are there, these are pollution indicators. They do not grow in the polluted areas. In some areas, if you will not found any lichens on the trees, usually if you see the trees, you will find the lichens on the tree bark. But if you don't find the lichens on the tree bark in any area, you can say that that area is pollution free, because in the polluted areas they do not grow. Okay, if they are growing on the plant, then that area is pollution less. Pollution is not there. If pollution is not there, you will find the algae, lichen. They do not grow in the polluted areas. Clear? So this is about the lichen. It is important one. Lichen, it is the association between algae and fungi. Algal component is called as phycobiont. Fungal component is called as mycobiont. Then algae, what they are doing, they are preparing the food, and fungi, what they are doing, they provide shelter and absorb some mineral nutrients and water for the partner. Clear? And the lichens, they are very good pollution indicator. They do not grow in the polluted areas. If lichens are present in that particular area, then that area is pollution free. It indicates that. Clear? So this is about the viruses, viroids, and the thank you, my dear students. So watch the video carefully and write down the notes which I am providing after this video. So thank you, and we will meet in the next video. Till then, take care and have a good day.